As we have the opportunity to meet with key decision makers like yourself, we hear about some of the challenges that are inherent in the rental equipment process. In fact, these numbers tell a story about the need to increase visibility and accountability, the need to streamline operations and processes, and the need to achieve greater cost control and cost reduction. In a recent survey conducted by Texas A&M, they found that 82% of industrial and commercial firms agreed that an increase in utilization would equal an increase in operational ROI. But it's interesting that out of that 82% surveyed, 46% of those decision makers acknowledged that they don't even track equipment utilization. Now, over the past couple of years, RSC has found that 24% of all rental equipment is out past its expected rental return date. It's past due. And of that 24%, it's out at an average of 15 days past due. That's pretty significant. Now let me talk about this in a different way. As we meet with customers, we talk about some of the factors that impact their overall rental scenario. Some of these factors include a decentralized process. While a decentralized process is necessary in some instances, it does create a challenge to the overall effectiveness of the process. You have multiple employees that are touching the rental process at multiple stages. You have multiple suppliers that are in essence providing similar equipment and service. And you have varying systems that are used to help manage and track the equipment rental process. Now, what do all of these factors do? Well, they create a challenge in that many companies experience too much rental equipment. Redundancies across projects lead to wasted resources. You have equipment that's on rent for too long. Equipment out on rent too long means that you have additional fees for past due rentals. This process creates an environment that's too complex. When you have multiple employees and multiple systems working in a process, you get a process that is complex and burdensome, challenging to work with. All of these things lead to three things: excessive rental spend, an excessive amount of time spent managing the process, and a reduction of productivity of probably what's your most valuable resource, and that's the people who manage this chaotic process. So getting from today to a future state of operational excellence is challenged by this process. So what are companies doing to address the challenges of too much, too long, too complex, and this chaos? Well, a lot of them focus, unfortunately, on one thing, and that's price. They choose the lowest price line items or favorable terms, or what they would consider favorable terms, to help manage this process. And what we find really is that price only impacts the overall cost of rental by 1/6. It doesn't address the needs of too much, too long, and too complex. And so what are companies doing today? They're working with RSC to bridge the gap from today to a future state of operational excellence and achieving future goals. Now, what are some of these goals? Well, first, it's increased visibility. What if you had a process that allowed you to have visibility and insight into all aspects of the rental process? Well, with programs like RSC's Total Control, you can have unparalleled visibility management. You can have a system that's designed to help reduce the too much and to take away the too long. The second goal is to streamline operations and processes. What if you had a dedicated advocate to assist you in this process? Well, with RSC's managed services, you can have a single point of contact in a single system to ensure that you have the right equipment, the right tools in an efficient manner, the right place, the right time, the right equipment. That's a formula for success. The third goal of companies is to gain greater cost control and cost reduction. And with RSC, you have key performance indicators and scorecards that are customized and benchmarked against industry standards to be able to provide the data that you need to be able to make rental decisions across the entire organization. And not only that, but and probably more importantly, is you are able to obtain data that will help you make future decisions. This process is what RSC considers, or what we call RSC consumption management. And really, being able to address these needs of too much, too long, and too complex really is at the heart of RSC consumption management. And consumption management is the bridge that leads from today to that future state of operational excellence. At best, this process here is a reactive and fragmented process. And in order to move from this reactive, fragmented process to a process that is repeatable and sustainable, can only be done by working with RSC. The power of RSC and you is tremendous. That's what best-in-class companies are choosing to do. By focusing on RSC consumption management, we're leveraging a process to achieve 6 times the result of a focus solely on price. Now let me end where I began, and that's with a story about some numbers. A major global oil and gas company chose to partner with RSC. They were able to achieve a 35% increase in utilization. Within that 35% increase in utilization, they were able to obtain a 28% reduction in their total rental spend. They were able to accomplish this within 3 months' time. And that's significant. Can we take a few minutes to spend together and talk about how RSC and you can achieve similar results?